welcome to Concept Clarity. The topic for today is an interesting video, that's how to score 100% in geography. This is an important video. Watch this video till the end to know how you can be a geography topper. So let's start with the video. See, let's think that we will start our syllabus from June. Okay, we will start a syllabus from the scratch in June. So how we have to prepare from June till February or till January so that we can be a topper. So see all the strategies. Okay, and watch this video till the end so that at the end I will give you one tip so that a topper can only do. Okay, so let's start. See, first there are two mandatory things in your geography paper is section A, that is topo sheet and map. You have to do topo sheet, you have to do map. There is no other choice. And in the topo sheet also you don't have any internal choice also. So you have to go for the topo sheet and you have to prepare it. So now you have to learn topo sheet, all the theory in topo sheet is very easy. There is no such difficulty in your topo sheet. Okay, the theory is extremely easy. They are only one-liners like define a pattern or define a pattern with the examples. So you can define the pattern that there is a radial pattern, there is a rectangular pattern, there is a square pattern. So you can just define the patterns. After that, another question that could be asked is like define what is scattered housing or what is nuclear cluster. So you have to do these type of answers. These are one-liners. In nuclear or in scatter you have to tell every house or every village or you can say every hut there is a distance, they are scattered. Okay, they are scattered, they are not living extremely together. The distance between them is approx 1 kilometer. Okay, this is you have to be very specific. Okay, you don't have to exaggerate the answers. You have to be one-liner because they are for 2 marks only. So you have to be very specific about them. So how to be specific? You have to learn the theory by heart in topo sheet. Okay, if by chance a topo sheet map 45 by 70 answer you are not able to answer from the topo sheet by looking at the topo sheet, so you have one thing that I have learned my theory very well, so I can go and answer my theory questions because my theory is well prepared. Okay, so you have some chances that if by chance on the board day, on the exam day, you are not able to answer from the topo sheet by looking at the 45D7 topo sheet, then you have another choice, that is you have prepared a theory well, so you can answer from the theory. So please, I would request you to ask your teachers, so to ask them to provide you topo sheet notes, or there are very good notes on Concept Clarity also, or you can search them from the web. But make sure that your topo sheet is 100% complete with theory. After your theory, what you have to do, you have to make sure that you're pointing things, that the things you are pointing or you are marking out with pen or pencil, you have to make sure that you learn the colors. Like for the quanters, we use dark blue color. Okay, like for the scattering for the huts, okay, for the huts we have to use red color. For the temple we have to learn the symbols. For the boundaries that are international borders we have to learn the symbol. For national borders we have to learn the symbols. For river we have to learn the symbols. For a streamline river we have to learn a symbol. For a tube well we have to learn the symbol. For a line tube well there is another symbol. So your symbols have to be prepared very well, because sometimes for 1 mark they could ask draw the symbol for the lined tube well. Okay, now you don't know the symbol for the, you know the symbol for the tube well, but you don't know for the lined tube well. That's where you got stuck. So I request you have good amount of time, ample amount of time, go and learn your symbols, that if by chance you are not able to identify the topo sheet or the markings in the six figure reference, then you can go and answer all your theory part. Okay, so have a backup option. Prepare your theory really very well. Okay, and do go for the 10 years. In 10 years the theory is almost repeated, not exactly repeated, but almost theory gets repeated. So your 10 years is extremely important. After 10 years what you will do, you will go and take out the sample paper. In the sample paper also you will get an idea that the theory what I am learning and what theory is being asked in the ICSE board, am I able to match them? If you are able to match them, then it's all perfect, it's fabulous. But if you are not able to match them, then there is some shortfall in your study, there is some lack, or there is something inadequacy of study material you are having, that you are not able to complete your theory answers from sample papers or from ICSE papers. Okay, go for the sample papers, practice them, you will get lot of idea and lots of variety of questions also. After doing the topo sheet, what we will do, we will go to the maps. See, you have at least start doing your maps from your pre-boards or max to max from, let's say you can start your map from October. From October you have January. In these 3 to 4 months, please learn your maths by heart. Okay, and normally make sure that you do all those map markings that are asked again and again repeatedly in your question paper, because they are frequently asked, so they could be asked again. Do all those that are asked in your sample papers, because sample papers are being prepared by the ICSE board only, so you can go for them. Okay, but make sure your map marking is very accurate, because if a single line, if you want to do, you have to draw like this, and if it goes with a curve, you are losing marks, because in 1 mark a teacher can't give you 0.5 marks. It's exactly yes or no, it's correct or incorrect. Okay, so you have to be very specific with the map colors also. You have to make sure you learn the colors. For the wasteland it is white, for the green lands it is green, for water bodies it's blue, and for other states you can use any other color, that could be purple, pink, and for bushes you have to go for the light green color. You have to be very specific. For the mountains it's brown, so be specific with the colors. Okay, you have to learn them. After this we have to come to the theory part. We are doing with our topo sheet and we are doing with the map. Now we are done. Now we will go to the theory part, that is section B. Now what I suggest my students, or what I suggest to my subscribers, is not to do the entire geography syllabus. That is, not to do exact all the 12 chapters. Work smart and be smart. What you will do? In geography you are asked that attempt any 5 questions out of 8. You have 5 questions out of 8. So in that 5 questions, if you prepare your 6 units really very well, then you don't have to go and learn the 12 chapters. You are done with the 50% of the course. And if you do that 50% of the course 200%, then no one can stop you to getting maximum marks in geography. How you will do this? Select the 6 chapters or those 6 units really well. Okay, you have to prepare them. You just go and select your units. Okay, I am doing these 6 units and these I am not doing. The remaining 6 units I am not doing. Out of 12 you have to do the 6 and do that 6 with 100% completely. Okay, you have to, now in that 6 units you don't have to leave anything, whether it could be the figure, diagram, definitions, give reasons, anything. You have to do everything from that. Then what you can have is that you are doing those 6 units really very well. Then what you can do, when you are well prepared with them, you can leave those. So it makes that you are going to revise those units again in your boards, in your pre-boards, in your second pre-boards, and then finally for the boards. 3 times you are doing continuously 6 units, then no one can stop you getting the maximum marks. If you are doing all the 12 units and none out of 12 units are well prepared, then it is of no use. You will losing marks in every unit, because no unit is well prepared or 100% completed. So make sure do 6 units, but do them extremely well. Okay, prepare them by heart, thoroughly prepare those units and prepare all the questions that could be asked. Every question that could be multiple choice, that could be fill in the blanks, anything, just learn them from 10 years sample papers. Go for those 6 units. What I suggest from my students is do the first 5 units, that is climate of India, soils of India, agriculture of India. Agriculture of India contains all the 3 units, that is food crop, crash crop, types of agriculture, and the green revolution. After this I request my students to do what is about natural vegetation of India, then soils of India, water resources. These are the units that you can do. First is climate of India, I repeat, then water resources, soils of India, natural vegetation, and agriculture. These 5 units you can do and no one can stop you getting 100 marks. I am telling you. Okay, now what to do in these units? If you want, I am just giving you an idea. If you want, you can go for the waste management. If you want, you can go for the industries in India and minerals in India unit, that comprise of 1 unit. Waste management comprise of 1 unit. Or if you want, you can go for the transportation also. It all depends upon you. Out of the 8 units, you have to do only 5. Okay, do that 5 very thoroughly so that you can attempt all those 5 questions and you are done with the paper. Work smart. Okay. So now in climate of India, what you basically have to learn is all about the locations and why, all the give reasons like why Thar desert is a desert. Okay, you have to tell because the Ravari hills lie parallel to the windward sides. Okay, again next question is why Kerala receives first monsoon in India. Okay, next question, why the temperature of Mumbai is less than the temperature of Agra. Okay, these questions you have to be very specific about. These questions give all reasons, have to be very specific, because 10 years I have seen the 10 years papers and I was also an ICSE student. My teacher also used to told me you have to be very specific with the give reasons, because give reasons are asked directly or indirectly in the form of question or directly give reasons. This is Climate of India is completely about give reasons only. You have to do all the 4 things, that is monsoon, rainy, summer and winter. Okay, you have to go for these. After this comes water resources. In water resources you have to just basically learn about the tube wells, you have to learn about the modern irrigation that consists of sprinkle irrigation, about drop irrigation. Then you have to go for the wells, tanks, lined wells, okay, and tanks, about the tanks also, tube wells, electric tube wells, manual tube wells. It's all about very easy. What is water resources, or why India have to go for the modern water resources, okay, and what are the advantage of modern, what are the advantage of not modern resources, of the primitive resources, okay. Annual Soils of India, that's the best chapter, because 1 chapter complete, 10 marks completed, 1 question you are done. Soils of India consists of only 1 chapter, it's very easy. You just have to learn the soils, their properties, their uses and their area, that's it, okay. In Soils of India, after that comes natural vegetation. In natural vegetation you have to do the same thing. I would request you to make a separate copy. In that you can just write out Climate of India, give reason, why Aravalli or why Rajasthan is a desert, Aravalli hill rise parallel. Just give a 1-liner in your separate copy, okay. And again you can do in that Climate of India, like what places receive first monsoon, just write the names, okay, or what is western disturbance, write the name where western disturbance is caused, okay. Same in the water resources, you can go tank irrigation, write one word feature for tank irrigation and 3 places. Do this in your separate copy. After that comes for the soil of India chapters. In that separate copy, just write the soils of India. First is alluvial soil, then advantages of alluvial soil, okay, where it is found, how it is formed, and that's enough, okay. And what are the crops that are required by the alluvial soil, or which crops require alluvial soil for their cultivation. That's it. Keep a separate copy and keep writing these points, very important points that are asked, okay. Again in the natural vegetation, that comes green forest, evergreen forest, semi-desert, desert, mangrove, mountain. What you have to do in your separate copy, just write them, like evergreen, advantage of evergreen, how they are grown, okay, what are the types of, or what you can say, like what are the features of evergreen forest. After the features, then you have to just write the places where evergreen forest is found, okay. And next you have to write is their characteristics, uses and their types, like evergreen forest, these are the types and what are their uses. That's it. Keep a separate copy so that at the last day of your paper you don't have to look in the book. That separate copy is enough for your paper, okay. After this comes the transportation. I think you can learn from the book, you don't need to prepare the separate copy. Agriculture in India, you need to prepare a separate copy. In that you have to write the first difference between the extensive type agriculture and intensive type agriculture, okay. After that you just don't write the exact difference, just give them first commercial, non-commercial, small area, large area, like this you have to write the difference, 1 words. After that you have to write about cotton, how it was produced, just give a 1 line, it was produced like this, and in second where it is found, what are the uses. That's it, you are done, okay. After that jute, how it is produced and processed, retting and all these processes that are required in jute, places it is found and the uses. Just keep for this. I think in the geography book we already have a table for the agriculture of India chapter that defines all the food crops, cash crops and all this green revolution and your jute, cotton. It have the table and it is having the places where it is found, what are the uses and methods required for their cultivation. And you can just take the screenshot or print out that page and put it into your separate copy. That's more than sufficient. In the waste management you don't need a separate copy, just make sure that you understand all the topics, what is waste management, how we can overcome waste management, what are the types of waste, and then how we can differentiate between this composite type and decomposite type of waste, and then biodegradable and difference between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste, and then after that how you have to overcome non-biodegradable waste, how to overcome plastic. These are theoretical questions, you can just read them. After this comes industries in India or minerals in India. This is containing one entire question, 10 marks. So in this also you have to be very specific with the places, like for example if coal is found in X place, you have to learn that X place. So I don't ask my students to go for this unit because it is extremely theoretical unit, you have to learn each and every place. each and every place, like from where the raw material is brought, from where the processing is done, at which place after, and where it is exported. 3 places you have to learn for one material. Like for cotton, the raw material is brought from Maharashtra, then it is produced, or it is then it is we can say that, and all the processing is done in Delhi, for example. I'm not giving you the exact place, that the raw material we got from Maharashtra, processing is done in Delhi, and then we have to export in Agra. So you have to learn 3 places for one crop or one cash crop. So that is very tough job. So I request not to go for this chapter. So work smart, do only 5 chapters, maintain a separate copy, write all the important things that they have, that is place, give reasons, and what are their uses, cultivation process. That's more than sufficient, and you are scoring maximum marks in geography. So